Welcome to Management 280 Organizational Behavior offered by Harper College. By this time, you already know who I am. My name is Dr. George Mochocki. Well, this is our week 7. This is the last week and probably the last YouTube clip that you'll see of me. I know. But there's more of me out there. You'll take me for other classes. Okay, so what do we have in week 7? Let's go into week 7. So we go to weekly module. We click on week 7, right? We click on week module, week 7. Week 7 will be open by that time. Here's what we have. You have a quick overview of the week. Always print that out so you find out today's going to be this week's going to be a fairly easy week. I'm going to do something different. Chapter 16 on organizational change is an important chapter, and basically is the whole chapter on this. So this chapter is what I would call the conclusion of the whole book. It ties everything we've learned into one chapter and how do I actually change culture. For that one there, I will have a separate clip just on that chapter. But for this week, let's just go on. So you're going to read the chapter. You're going to do the overview for this week. What do we have? Real quickly, overview for this week. You're going to have read the chapter 16, Managing Change. Very important. That's what this whole chapter is about. And changes with different culture. We'll talk about no quizzes this week. You only have one connect worth 25 points. This will help many of you. Within this connect, I have the assessments as part of your connect. So I'll force you to do the connect first, so you could have to respond into the form. So you're going to do the assessment, and then you're going to go into your form. And it's easy. I got here 20 points, but it's basically 25 points. I made a mistake and then updated, but the forms were 25 points. Okay, and then your research paper is due this Friday. We'll talk about that, and then your final exam will be that the following Thursday in week 8. Okay, so we're going to get back out of here. And I'm going to go back into week 7. So that's an overview. You're already looking at this quick YouTube. You're going to have another YouTube just for chapter 16. I'm going to be going forward in my online. I'll have a 20-minute per chapter if I get around to it. So this way, you could read the chapter, listen to my clip, look at my mind maps and the PowerPoint, and do the connect, and then you'll be ready for the form. Okay, so you have your last connect assessment. You have that last form. What are we going to have with this form? You're going to have in this form, easy 25, after you do this week's connect and a quick assessment, you're going to answer real quickly. Here's how I assessed in changing. Am I one for change, or am I one that's going to be the resistance to change? You know, one for resistance to change, that's good also, but you understand a lot of companies are always constantly changing. We're going to our organic organization, and we have to adapt very quickly. We're the old dinosaur mechanistic companies are few and far between. Most of them are always doing changes. So if you're a leader, a manager, your organizational policy is to stimulate change and creativity, and most companies are going that way. So after you finish that, you do your post and everything else, the rest of the form is going to be geared on your feasibility paper. What is required on your research paper, for lack of better words. Okay, so we have the form. You make sure you do the form. You communicate back and forth. I'm not going to be as strict on that, but when you start asking questions about the feasibility paper, your research paper, make sure you have a question about what is the APA, how many citations, whatever you want. Put in the subject area. If other students already saw this clip or had me for other classes, or read someplace in the paper or in your syllabi and say, hey, I know what the answer is, respond to that student. Do not wait for me. Remember, we already created a good network out of this class, so everyone should be able to start helping each other out. And if you have a topic, I'm stuck, I don't know what to do, I got into this topic, what do I do? Help them. If you know something else, because you know their topic, you're going to put their topic in their subject area again, help them respond to their topic. Give them some ideas. Give them some input, one way or the other. You're supposed to help each other out because the main project's coming up is due Friday, okay? I may let you have it till Saturday since most of you are working to get it done, because the following week you're going to have your final exam. I forget if it's a Tuesday or a Wednesday. Look at the syllabi to be sure, okay? So we have that. Now, what are you going to do on a feasibility? If I go in here, your research paper is due. In the research paper there, I got the requirement. You're going to have, let me just bring this up a little here and make this a little bit bigger. Plus. Okay, here's the requirement. I'm going to need what I'm going to need here, and remember, your paper is going to have a rubrics attached to it, and I'll show you that in a second. You require a minimum of 2,400 words, 12-point font, 8 outside sources. I could go 6, 8, and outside sources could be anything. It doesn't have to be academic. It could be white paper. It could be something you found up in a journal, as long as you're utilizing the right format. I'm looking for APA, not the whole paper APA, your citation APA. And let's see, I've still got some time. How am I going to do the APA citation? I'm going to click in here. Let's see, I've got a Word document. I'm just going to open up a Word document. If I look at the Word document, if you got 2010, you look up on here and it says review, it has references. So you're going to go into your Word document references, you're going to find APA, and you're going to, if you're going to insert something in here as a citation, word for word, you put it in here. Otherwise, there's just going to be a bibliography at the end. So you're using information, you found some information someplace else, but you're not going to be verbatim, paraphrasing or putting word for word, just a general idea. I got this information from this author. But if you're doing a citation, here's how I know. So you're going to do insert citation, right? And it's going to say add new source, wherever you have it. If it's article, book, section, it can be survey, I don't care. The author, you can put the name in here. I'm just going to use this as me as the author. Remember, you're going to put the author. So if I'm looking, if I got a citation and it's from a website, then I'm going to find the electronic website. What do they want? Put the information in there, okay? The things about the APA's format I'm looking for is the year. So I'm going to put the year. Remember, in business, I always want the most current year. So if I got something year 2012, 2001, makes sense. So when I click, as I fill in all this, I'm just doing this very quickly. I click in here, and you're going to see, I know here's the author, and I know the year. This tells me that the information in business and APA is the most current information. Remember, in business, any kind of research we're looking, even when you're doing your master's or dissertation, any kind of research. In business, when you enter this information, and I'm looking at the most current. So if I'm talking about something that happened in year 2000, I'm going to say, hey, man, the economy changed from 2000. Come on, there's different kind of rules and regulations on discriminations or what the company or what I could paste on Facebook or whatever the 16 chapters you need, okay? So that takes care of this. I'm looking at APA format, and then don't save, there's something else. Okay, so you got that. You could select any 16, any topic. You already selected your topic. Remember, once this format's closed, it's closed. So if there's any kind of feedback, you're helping somebody else, and I close the format at Saturday noon, just like it always closes. So cut and paste. You can still view it if there's something else, and somebody in this form already has indicated how you could click on the grade and you can see previous posting that you did or other people did to your post, as long as you did something and you got a grade on that. Okay, so you got any 13. Research paper must include the first. Need to have an executive summary. That's the abstract. Tell me what the paper is about, real quickly. Introduction, a couple of paragraphs. Why the topic selected or rationale. Comparing the research topic. Find the outside sources, and you can find any sources out there with existing research topics, suggestions, diversity, anything else you want. A research paper is submitted using Blackboard Safe. Okay, so you should do pretty good on the paper. Excuse me here. Let me just go back here. I'll close that off. Okay, so now I'm going to go back, research paper, and how do I submit it? You're going to go into your weekly module, just in case I don't get to it. Remember, 2,400 words plus or more. You're looking at 8 or 6 citation. You have to have at least 30 vocabularies out of all the concepts or vocabs or concepts that are utilized within the book. Someone will try to throw that in, hopefully for your paper, and that's how you get into that. I know that you understand the material, you understand what you've learned out of your reading. Okay, so you're going to go in here. You're going to go week 7. And then you have that, and then you're going to last form. And here's where you're going to do a research paper is due Friday, and whatever Friday the date is, I'm going to go in here, and here's how I do it. I just click on here, submit your paper in here. So when I click on here, I'm going to go in here. Let me just make this a little smaller since it's too large. And you see, so you click on here, and it's going to tell you, need to submit it. You got to have a Word document or RTX file. Microsoft Word, you'll have a DOC or DOCX, depending on the year, or an RTF if you have Apple or other kind of software. If it doesn't have those two extensions, I can't read it. You submit it, and then after you submit it, and I'll show you how. So look at the rubrics. It says view the rubrics, and then you have the first rubric. Tells you your organization, tells you all the points. You can print this rubrics out. This is the official rubrics I'll be grading for you. So when you get it, I'll put some comments in here. This is just a main one. When I open it up, it'll give me areas to comment, and then I'll submit the rubrics and the paper back to you. Okay, so this is what tells you what you have, at least so many amount of information, little or no topics. Depending, includes several examples, answers all the questions, at least something about the questions, writing, concepts. Make sure you have enough concepts out of the thing. I'm looking at a total of 35 new words that are in bold in this presentation. Okay, so then you're going to say, here is my paper, Dr. George, and you're going to move on. Now, okay, and then you're going to browse my computer, and I got a whole clip on here how to attach it. You're going to find your paper, online presentation. Let's see here. This looks like a Word document. So I'm just going to put it on here, and I will submit it, and that's it. And you're done with it, and it's already submitted through. You see what I'm talking about? And then when you look at your grade book, you go to your grades. I don't like because I'm an instructor, but when you find your, I have it in here, your grade, you go in there, you're going to see week 7, feasibility paper submitted. You're going to see a green asterisk, means that I have something. What I will do, the minute you submit it, you can submit as many times as you want. I left it up that way until the due date. So you can submit it 20 times at the due date. When it comes for Friday, when it's closed off, you no longer can submit it, or it will be turned in. I'm going to take off points for it being late. I am just looking at the most recent submittal. I'll open it up. I'll read it. I'll grade it. Sometimes I'll put my comments within the paper and send it back to you, or I'll put my comments within the rubrics that we just saw. And that should be it. Now let me see if I have one thing I want to look real quickly here. I'm going to go into my papers, and I just want to see if I have a paper removable this, and I have Management 280. Let me see if I have anything affordable. Paper research is paper to grade. This was last semester's paper to grade. Atom, APA, overcoming resistance. Let me try this one. I just said, so I'm looking at a paper. None of these have been graded. This is what the students submitted to me. So if I look, it's overcoming change. He's got the name. Make sure you have the college. Make sure you always put the instructor's. Make sure you always put the instructor's name on there. Here's his abstract. He talked about a need for change. If I look at it, he's coming in here. Resistance. So you have everything out there. Make sure the buzzwords are in here. You don't have any buzzwords. You have the recommendation. And he basically has 2,000 so many words. But if I would have an opinion, basic, what he would have had in here, let's see if he had unfreezing, stages and unfreezing, that should have been in bold. Remember, bold or underline. Either one I will accept. That tells me there's a key concept. I need 35 key concepts or vocabulary out of the word. You see how he has his APA style in here, and we should be okay on that, okay? Don't say, but that's how you submit it, and we should be doing pretty good. All right, so we're in here. You had the PowerPoint. You know how to submit it. You have your last, what do you call it, forum. Pretty easy. And so if I look at this week, what do we have in here? You're looking at everything else you have, your paper, your forum, you're submitting your weekly assignment. You're doing one connect. One connect worth 25 points, one forum 50 points, your paper worth 150 points. In the following weeks, you'll be doing your Blackboard, you'll be doing an exam. Your final exam is going to be in Blackboard, not in Connect. You have a one-time deal. You have 2.5 hours to complete it, and we'll talk about, I'll let you know that. So it's going to be a regular Blackboard exam. You're going to click in here, and you're going to see for week 8, if I look at my weekly module, I don't have it in here. You have week 8. Final exam, and when you go in there, there's nothing in here. You'll see the final exam. You click on it, and you only could do it one time. You go forward, backward. Once you log out, that's it. You submit it, and you're done. And you've done some short quizzes in here for you to understand what a Blackboard quiz is. It's similar to that, only it's a one-time deal. And you'll have 2.5 hours, and I'll have it open by Saturday going forward. Again, my name is Dr. George Mochocki. This is week 7. Remember, your papers are due this Friday. Your final exam is due the following Tuesday. By midnight, you have a 100-question multiple choice, and it'll be a Blackboard one-time deal. And your paper, you can submit as many times as you want until Friday. I will extend it till Saturday, but the only way I could do the submittal is through Blackboard. If I think there's any kind of plagiarizing or anything else, I will turn it in because it's a document, and to turn it in within Blackboard, and it will check anything else. I know you're ethical and you're going to do your own work, and I'm excited to read it. So you're looking at at least 30 concepts or vocabulary from the book. You're looking at 2,400 words and APA citation, and I showed you how to do that in here at the end of your paper. So you're going to have an introduction, executive summary, and you're going to have a recommendation. Do you recommend that this policy change or whatever just that you're talking about going forward for your organization? And I really enjoyed having you in this class, and you did it pretty good. This was a challenging class, and we went pretty quickly, but you learned a lot. So you learned as much in this class as you would do in a face-to-face class. So again, my name is Dr. George Mochocki. This is the last week. I'm waiting to read your papers, and your exam will be the following week after that, either Monday or Tuesday, depending on the syllabus. Again, this is Management 280 online, offered by Harper College. Bye.